Hello, Randomania fans. How are you all doing out there tonight? Tonight we have a couple of matchups going on here. We have two 2-2 matches at this present time. I'm joined on the mic tonight by Demon Frog. Demon Frog, how you doing, buddy?
Doing alright. It's going to be a fun one. This is a do or die for all four guys on here.
Also, we have a guy everybody knows in the booth, Will. Will Cleosis, how are you doing, buddy?
Angry Canuck, Demon Frog, pleasure to be here. Double feature tonight right here. Randomania, the tie-dye guy re-streaming, Melee Wizard taking the tracking. Do or die. Tea time in the morning for two players. Two players move on to the play-in race. I can't wait to see what happens here. They're all 2-2. Big wins, big losses, upsets. This is going to be a great match, guys.
Yeah, specifically, I call Drumboardist's match. He's 2-2. Do not let that fool you. He lost his race by 3 seconds, and that's after getting hit by the exit boss after defeating Tiamat. He had to climb all the way back up and still lost that match by only 3 seconds.
Top, Tyerenex versus Thilotilo. Top of your screen. That's the match. Same seed, same game. Bottom of your screen, the upstart Falconic FF against the veteran, the wily veteran Drumboardist on the bottom. 2 separate matches, same time, same game.
It is a basically win or go home situation tonight for all 4 of these runners.
It's been a great 5 weeks of the first round here in the Swiss tournament. 2018 Final Fantasy Randomizer. Randomania has brought you many, many matches, bonus content on the way, all that sort of stuff. But today is the last day of Week 5 of the Swiss tournament, and we're going out with a bang, guys.
Yeah, I know both Tyerenex and Thilotilo have been putting in some hours on practice. Falconic's done it so much, he's sick of the Swiss flags. He's done with it. Drumboardist is one of the veterans. He knows what he's doing. It's going to be a good matchup with these 4 on screen.
It looks like we have a forced black belt, and it looks like we have some very, very good party divergence in the top match. But it looks like Falconic and Drumboardist are taking the same party in. So we'll see about Tyerenex Thilotilo, though. Magic could benefit one or the other, depending on what's in the shop.
Yeah, we'll definitely see those first few shops. The white-black definitely being a little more safe, making sure you got everything you need.
I have a feeling we're going to see 4 dead black belts there, folks.
There is a question mark after Dan on Falconic's screen. He may not Dan the black belt.
Well, depending on the magic, I guess. I mean, if the magic's really bad, maybe you could think about, a quick grind with the black belt. At least maybe with a fast or a power bonk, he might be slightly helpful.
Yep, we will see. It looks like we're getting close to letting these guys go.
Hey, Mr. Versetti13, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Bottom of your screen, same party composition for Falconic and Drumboardist. You're going to get the same spells. I'm interested in that question mark, though, you guys talked about. I don't know what that means, but I think we're going to find out fairly early.
I mean, maybe, I'm thinking if black magic is bad, say, maybe you don't get nuked till 6 or, something like that. Might be worth to have that little bit of extra offense. Even if you only get the black belt to say, 16, 17, it's still going to be better than a Fire 3 going off.
Really nice honor from Thilotilo in the top right of your screen, naming all 4 of his Light Warrior characters for this great match in Tyerenex, Tilo, Falconic, and Drumboardist. A real sign of the class that Thilotilo has.
And they are off. Let's hope for a fun one. Will, was this the first seed you rolled?
First seed I've ever rolled here. I made this seed, and black magic starts off pretty weak, guys.
Good. Nothing AoE.
White magic's got Cure 3 and Harm 3, though. So Harm 3 can help you in the Temple of Fiends, because there is a lot of undead enemies in there.
And there's not much else, so you may as well take it. Decent selection in the weapon shop, so you at least get something on that fighter. Because you're usually putting a lot of work in with nothing but that single target fire. And Tyerenex the first one out to try and get some experience. Oh, he's not even taking the fight.
No, he's going straight for TOF to check the chest and take down Garland.
This is what Tyerenex has been doing in his practice. This is what Tyerenex has been doing. He's had a lot of success with it. Practice lately for Tyerenex.
Ooh, Red Mage takes a vicious attack.
Good chunk of change in that first chest, but with no AoEs, this one's going to be a little dangerous. He did get that save item. That's going to be big because he reset out right outside of Temple of Fiends.
Looks like Drumboardist has taken a fight, got a little bit of cash, got a level. See if he picks up some spells or weapons, or if he heads straight out. Looks like he's heading straight out.
He probably just wants some hit points for the staying power since you can't wipe the screen.
A lot of people don't like that rub spell. I'm in agreement with it personally. You just saw Falconic fired off a rub, and it was ineffective against an imp of all enemies. So rub, not really one you want to go with, but sometimes you have to.
Well, with a start like this, no good black magic to take down Garland. You're either relying on a weapon or you're hoping rub hits.
And there we go. See Tyerenex. He's a level 1. He's just getting beat up. He found some money, some cabin, and a coral sword. He's got a sword now. He's got a weapon.
Yeah, that coral sword will make Garland easier. His black belt is down. I don't expect we'll be seeing that rezzed anytime soon.
Subtle move for Tyerenex in the upper left-hand corner. Raids the Temple of Fiends, jumps outside with 2 light warriors alive, uses the cabin and saves. That way he can get back in case he isn't able to get out Garland. But he isn't.
Oh, he just barely up that rub that you were just knocking a minute earlier came in handy.
Yeah, with just his black mage left. And we get the canoe and slab.
Alright, so these guys are going to be really hoping that they can find something decent in the Elfland shops. They got a little bit of money.
Bones with Blizzard on Falconic's screen. Wipe him in the Temple of Fiends. He can start over now.
Looks like Drumboardist found an undead fight, which is a great use for his harm spells to get some levels.
Falconic did the same thing as Tyerenex. He did go back, grab a couple of those cheap tents. Looks like all of our players are doing this and having the exact same strategy. Go out, drop that save, just in case Garland has something nasty. But Tyerenex is out to the lead in this one. He's already got him down. Just a matter of going around Dwarf Cave. For anyone that's played vanilla, you're wondering how's it get in the Dwarf Cave, we have something called open progression. We had a little terraforming done. You can walk straight around from Corneria to the Dwarf Cave. You see they got the canoe off of the king. That lets them go south and get all the way to Elfland on foot.
Looks like Thilotilo took a wipe to Garland. Couldn't get the rub spell to hit. With only 1 rub spell there, this is going to be a tricky fight for Thilotilo. He's going to have to rely on that.
And chat pointing out something that we miss, 16k pro rings. Not the cheapest, but we know where they are. And there we see Tyerenex showing off that open progression, walking straight around.
Thilotilo gets rubbed to hit, takes down Garland.
And he gets out with his fighter up.
We get our first look at the Wharf Cave here. They got a bit of cash going on, about 7,500 gold.
That's money going to come in very, very handy. The level 3 and 4 Elfland spells are going to be anywhere from 1,000 to 4,000 gold each. So they're right now, early game, money is more valuable, much more valuable than later game.
Those cheap tents are going to be nice, though.
Double ogre fight unrunnable. And have death touch.
Was that death touch?
I believe it was.
Death touch ogres.
And
oh my
unrunnable.
god. And you see them everywhere.
Ambush now from the ogres increase.
Yep,
There it is.
There it goes. Yeah, Tyrion's trying to try to get out of here, and he does not make it.
Ogres are definitely going to pop up around this time of the game. They also can come up in the Earth Cave, so that could come up in the future.
Yeah, they're very prominent in the Earth Cave sometimes.
Yeah, they're normally very good fights to take here. Decent experience, good chunk of money. But not if they're killing you without even letting you see how much damage they do.
Looks like all our runners have now experienced the death touch from the ogres and are trying to run.
Looks like on Falconic's screen he had the fight. He did not see that. So not having that information happens. There's the unrunnable ogre. You might find out right now, though.
He's trying to get... He got both robes off. Oh, wow. He was level 1 all the way down. Man, that's a nice run.
What are we saying about that rub spell, Will, there? It seems to be saving some butts here at the moment.
It definitely is. It couldn't take out the imps, but it took out Garland multiple times. It's taken out an ogre here and there. So, good old rub.
Ice 2, exit level 3.
Oh,
Not
the one
a great
person,
spell selection so far.
The one person the ogre hits on Drumboardist' side is the black belt, and it doesn't kill him.
Alright, level 4 magic. Wall and Viz Life 2, very good level 4 for white magic.
Drumboardist' black mage felt the wrath of the ogre.
In Viz 2 and Wall, in the first and third slots of
And
level
then
4 white magic.
Aquatics and Temper level 4 as well. Zap
Very
also
good.
not the worst thing, considering the really poor magic so far.
I actually prefer to Zap spell over Rub, because Zap hits everybody. Rub is just one person.
And Drumboardist on the ropes and having to go ahead and reset out. These runners have to be super happy that tents were as cheap as they were. Because as bad as it is now, it would be a lot worse if they didn't have those save items along the way. Alright, so we got Falconic making it to Elfland. Drumboardist is still giving it the Collins try.
Thilotilo arrives in Elfland safely.
And he will be not super happy with the magic selection. At least you have an AoE now.
Yeah, magic's been pretty poor for black mages so far.
Yeah, level 4 for white magic was pretty awesome. Other
There's
than
our
that, we're
exit
scraping
spell.
bottom. Really cheap for also, so pick that up, that'll come in useful. Especially if we don't find warp until after you need Ice Cave. We'll have to see what the incentivized item at Bicky and the Circle of Sages is. Tyerenex trying to make his way through the river system and get over to Crescent Lake.
3 of the 4 players still have their black belt up. I can only think that a few of them certainly will continue to consider keeping that black belt upright, given no sign of nuke, fade, ice 3, fire 3, anything quite like that that can really do some damage and take out swarms of enemies.
Yeah, this is where I think that question mark come from on Tyrenex's or on Falconic's black belt.
If nothing else, you can keep him upright until you get to Provoca and hope that you find something decent in the level 2. He'll at least be somebody to take a hit. So we got Falconic entering the river system now also. And we'll get a look at what the incentivized item at the Circle of Sages is here on Tyerenex's screen up to the left.
I
Pretty
mean,
expensive houses though.
if magic was pretty bad, I'll see that. I don't, you know, an Agama grind on a black belt for a little bit mightn't be a bad choice instead of struggling your way through fights with bad magic.
There's our Fate at level 6. And nothing to write home about level 6 black magic. So we got Fate off the table at level 6. You'll get 2-3 charges. And there's our floater. That's what they wanted to see with what they have.
We're just gonna turn into a jet seed.
They definitely didn't want to have to try to traverse these river systems north on foot. Caribbees can be bad. Hydras are always bad, no matter how they roll. Tyerenex, giant fight this early. They do have some money, but that's worth a good amount of money. Decent experience too for their level.
With Fade being level 6 in Crescent Lake, it looks like that was located in the first. That first slot of white magic of level 6 is not Red Wizard learnable.
Yep, that'll be only for the white mage, which I think was 3 out of the 4 runners we have did it top for that white mage.
So Tyerenex will not have Fade
Right.
or Nuke so far.
Melmond could be a pretty big deal breaker here. Meridian Beast, count of Melmond, 5
I
magic.
did see Cure 4 also in that that level 6 slot. That was Red Wizard learnable.
He's going to check Sarda. We'll see what Sarda the Sage has, as Falconic picks up his floater. Must be pretty happy now that they can avoid some of those ogre encounters.
Alright, got the loot. Not really one you're too worried about, since you don't need that until Templar Fiends revisit. I'm sure that Sarda, you want to see a crown or a tail, maybe even a bottle here. EXPs, they had something nasty. Oh, Rub, yep, that'll do it.
Rings will stop that in the future. Drumboardist and Falconic on the bottom of your screen playing each other. Even match. I mean, they are step for step. Probably maybe a 45-second to 1-minute lead for Tyerenex on the top of your screen.
And that's a good pickup. Zeus Gauntlet, so they have some AoE.
We're going to have all 4 players in the air by at least the 12.5-minute mark.
And Thilotilo trying to show the Peds how it feels to get rubbed. Didn't work out for him.
Meanwhile, we're going to get our first look at Bicky the Pirate on Tyerenex's screen. He is about to make his way, but he's going to check some magic first. Look for a good, nice sweeper spell like Nope. Oh, there's
Fire
Warp.
3 and Warp. That'll be great. That's exactly what they're looking for.
That'll make the Ice Cave nice and handy if you think you want to just rush through it.
Generally speaking, oh, there's Harm 4, not too bad. That even sends you more towards thinking that Ice Cave might not be too bad. But generally, people are staying away from that. There's just too many different types of enemies. They fill the screen. All it takes is one of those guys rolling something nasty, and you're taking a wipe and having to do it all over again.
Alright, we're going to see if Bicky has downgraded or upgraded.
Warp in level 2 black magic alongside Fire 3. The only other notable spell in level 2 in white magic would be Harm 4, and also Lamp is available. Level 2 white magic could be an option.
Doesn't look like there's much for armor in the shops in Bravoka, so...
There's Nuke, Fast, and Brack Melman level 5. That is a nice level 5. Shame it's that high, though. But they will have Fast. I didn't catch which level or what slot the faster than see what could learn it though.
I think they can learn all level 5 black magic though, red mages, can't they?
Red mages can learn the first slot and the fourth slot, and the second and third slot do open up to the red wizard ultimately to gain all 4 options of level 5 black magic and Melmond.
So they will have fast if they get the class change, which you figure they will.
Alright, Tyerenex is kind of reading the spells, saying, alright, you're giving me Harm 4, you're giving me Fire 3, you're giving me Warp. I know what you want me to do, I get it, game, I get it.
And Tyerenex is already with a slight lead here, maybe more of an advantage. Elects to go to the Ice Cave, has reset already once.
Yeah,
so,
he's going in the Ice Cave at level 4. He is braver man than I tell you that.
I don't know, Canuck, what do you think about this play?
I don't know. He's low. He doesn't have heal potions. He doesn't really have any heal spells. I mean, you could just be beating your head off a wall here, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd be against this play, and if anything else, I'd do a quick pop grind at least to get a few levels before I'd think about coming here.
Yeah, I generally don't condone grinding. But with Fire 3 and the airship to get back and get those spell levels back, I would say, yeah, burn a few charges. Try to get to 8 or 9 before you go into the Ice Cave.
His only advantage is Warp, which means he only has to traverse the bottom once. So that could help him, depending.
Such a low level with all these undead in packs. Now he's getting ambushed. Let's see how long it takes him to... This is dive 3 or 4 now. In the Ice Cave. I don't know how many dives you make this early in such an important match for your tournament life.
Honestly, if I was doing it, if I didn't get off the first floor within 4 or 5 tries, I'd be noping out and trying the volcano. Because you know you can get some experienced fights in there, and you might be able to pick up some good weapons and armor while you're there. And it's a little bit easier than the Ice Cave.
Yeah, there's just so many chests, especially with Warp to get out now.
Ooh, Thor's Hammer.
Cardia Islands check for Drumboardist.
Falconic translates his slab.
Falconic and Melmond translates his slab. He's going to find Nuke in there.
Tyerenex is going for...
wipe 2 unrunnable trolls. Put him just a little bit behind Drumboardist.
Then Drumboardist found a wizard staff. That's good. He has not taken on Carrie yet. Carrie weak to status magic, so you can maybe go in there a little bit weaker than you think you can take her down at. And keep her busy slapping herself.
Tyerenex made another dive here. It's dive number 6. I don't know how much longer I'd go.
And I wasn't looking at his screen. These, I guess, if he's taken them, they have to be unrunnable. Yep,
they are. Oh, and these sorcerers, they got high defense, high magic defense, and they're usually dangerous with spells.
Yeah, they don't look too dangerous this time, but man, they are eating up time, they're eating up resources. takes him down a good amount of money. He's only got 2 more floors to go before he can try to get out of here, but... Oh no, he does have exit, so as soon as he hits this top circle, he'll do the, we call the warp trick. He'll fall down, warp up, and get whatever the incentivized item is.
Falconic's going to the volcano. He's going to try to raid it, and I would think get out of here, get some money, and reevaluate his situation. Maybe get a peed fight or 2. Get some levels and experience.
This is a good play by Falconic. With his levels and his magic situation, this is the right play in my mind.
Is Drumboardist heading to the waterfall? Interesting. Less than 20-minute mark, Drumboardist headed to the waterfall. He's got warp and everything. That's 6 chests and an incentivized item that he should be able to get fairly quickly. But again, early in the game, a little bit lower levels. Mummies, there's nightmares in here. You might have something for him.
There's a ribbon on Falconic's screen. That's one that almost... Oh, and the defense sword I didn't see him pick up also.
He did pick up a light axe, as well as a Thor's hammer, so that will give him an advantage against the undead.
Tyerenex getting completely rocked by the group of 9 undead. He gets off the fire 3 though. He's progressing here in the ice, doing well.
As long as that red and as long as his wizards stay upright, he'll be okay.
Oh, that was a mistake though. He shouldn't have ever taken that step.
Oh, did he take the step onto the trap tile?
Yep, that was a trap tile encounter, and that was the rod out of the ice cave. So he's got that, but man, did he beat his head against that wall for a long time.
And he didn't grab the bottom, so if there's something good down there, I doubt he'll be going back.
In fairness, I highly doubt any one of our runners here are going to be dipping down. They all are going to have access to warp. They're all just going to get in, get out, get that rod, and go home.
Looks like Falconic has chosen to do a little bit of a pop grind here, get some level, so making his traverse to volcano and stuff easier on him.
Yeah, again, with the airship, I like this. You have Fire 3, you have the airship to get out real quick. Don't spend too long doing this, but just long enough to where you think you can go ahead and get down and survive the ice cave and then move on.
No sign of a vendor item, I don't think yet, guys. I don't think Tyerenex popped into OnRack to check it. Or, excuse me, Drumboardist. I don't think he popped into OnRack to check that if it might be there or not, or the caravan from what I saw.
I don't even think we've seen Gaia yet either, so there's still 3 locations that item could be.
We're gonna get the caravan check. No dice.
He's not gonna go check OnRack.
That's what he's looking for.
Oh, our tracker pointing out nightmares with nuke. There is a required trap tile that you have to traverse in Castle Ordeals.
Yeah, and those nightmares also show up in the Sky Castle.
Looks like waterfall?
And we have the crown. The crown is for sale in Gaia for about 20k.
So, see here. Process of elimination then puts the tail in the waterfall, which gives us an interesting dilemma.
Did Drumboardist just nope out of the waterfall, or did he actually make it to the end?
Never made it to the end of the waterfall. We've also got Castle Ordeals on the table as well.
Yeah, okay, we got Ordeal, so it could be bottle or tail.
Right.
That wasn't a very good use of his time, Drumboardist, traversing that and then noping out.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Drumboardist made that move. Without the bottle, no type of dual routing there. But he certainly got out of there very quickly and has reassessed the situation. He's headed to the Peninsula Power now. Falconic just left there.
Alright, we got our nice low-level warp, and Fire 3, so Castle Ordeals also great play. Can get through this pillar maze real quick with a warp. Take out the really high experience zombies with a Fire 3.
Nice ribbon find.
Tyerenex doesn't know what he's up against. He is looking to take 1 to 2 of those nightmares with Nuke.
Nuke mares.
I like it.
Looks like Thilotilo took his ribbon and his defense sword and noped out of the volcano.
Tyerenex gets a single nightmare on the trap tile. Good roll. And the nightmare attacks, absolutely blasts his red mage.
And as bad as that is, I don't think he knows how lucky he is.
Uh-oh, round 2 now. He gets
Black
away.
Mage gets him out of there.
Tyerenex attempted to use Quad X on a Nightmare. Nightmare is one of the few enemies that has the instant death resistance of Quad X. Quad X will never work on a Nightmare.
Yeah, that's shared by Undead as well. Big money, so...
Big money, no whammies and stop!
Pro ring, not bad. That'll save you about 17k if I remember, or 14k from Corneria. Really looking at that weapon screen, lacking in weapons.
Falconic does a dance around the older gentleman in Castle Ordeals, talks to him, and poof, he disappears. Falconic's the first player to head to Castle, or excuse me, the second player to head to Castle Ordeals.
Tyerenex is going to give us a shot. It is Vanilla Tail.
Did Tyerenex get those 4 chests in the south corner?
I believe so. I didn't see what they were, but I know he got them. I don't think it was anything important, though. Looks like Tyerenex has taken these zombie dragons down. This mightn't be a bad place to grind. It didn't look too rough. He's got fire 3.
Alright, so that means it's a real big shame that Drumboardist's gamble did not play off, because it would have paid off. You're going to have to go and double dip, get up to Waterfall, get the bottle, go back. If he was able to pull that out, he wouldn't know beforehand, but he would have had a really good advantage there.
Thilotilo runs right into the crown. He's going to jump in. He's going to be the first player of this double feature match to start the crown quest. Could be rewarding.
Oh, Falconic hit 2 nightmares, but neither of them cast Nuke, and he does manage to get away.
To take a red mage with him, though.
Looks like we got some fake nachos up on Tyerenex's screen there.
Man, this is not a good fight for Falconic. Oh. 2 warriors, pivotal early in the match, 25-minute mark. More man cats. This is not good.
Yeah, 2 hits, 55. Yeah, looks like everyone was reading the spells, saying, "All right, warp, got fire 3." Not
Dragon
much.
Sword, Heal Staff.
Heal Staff can be money, but last couple chests, I think most of our runners here are going to be pretty flush.
Falconic's nemesis are the Argoyles. He gets away from that fight as well. Drumboardist attempting. He's right behind him. He's catching up a little bit to Falconic here in Castle Ordeals.
Well, with no heal spells to speak of, that heal staff could be good in a pinch if put on someone who has nothing else to do in a fight.
Mummy's hitting hard.
Just splitting the wig of that black hat down below.
I think there was a light axe in the Cardia Isles as a reset from Falconic. I think there was a light axe in the Cardia Isles. I don't think Falconic did that, so he doesn't have that option against the potential Zombols and Mummy's fight here in Ordeals.
Drumboardist does, though. Oh, yeah, I think Drumboardist does have the light axe.
Yes.
He was using it in the waterfall. So that will give him an advantage against the undead. As Thilotilo is now cleaning out the castles and crown quest chests, so we'll see if he comes up with anything good. Oh, and gets away from the 2 nightmares.
Oh, he had Nuke be the one that run. I thought he was about to have a bad day.
Tyerenex, the first player to head to Bahamut. He's going for his class change. Tail in hand.
I missed the Elfland Castle chests. Nothing in the South and Northwest Castle, though.
Nothing in the Elfland chests either. Now we get a look at what the dwarfs are hiding.
Falconic remembers checking the chest before he skips it. He's going to grab the money, though. 25,000 gold. That'll get him his crown if he wants.
Dragon armor. Power bonk. And a pro cave. Dwarf cave is loaded. It's a shame though Tilo wasn't able to get through or did he get through ordeals? No, he's one of the guys that did not. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think he went there yet, did he?
Okay, yeah. We had 3 on screen. I wasn't sure which 3. He is checking these 3 chests on east side of ordeals. Not everyone checks these. If there's something in here good, hopefully better than a power staff, that could be a changer.
The only time I check those chests is if I'm going into TOFR and I'm, say, maybe looking for another ribbon or a Mazmon and I've checked everywhere else. Then I'll probably dip these chests, but other than that, I don't think I would in any situation.
Thunder from the sandworms completely devastates Drumboardist, but he's able to get away.
Doesn't drop a save, though. Makes the run to the exit. I'm surprised he didn't drop a tent immediately after that.
Risky. Demon, not saving after that and saving that progress, does that tell you anything? Does that indicate to you that maybe he feels a little bit behind?
I mean, like I said, I called a match where he lost by 3 seconds. 3 seconds what it takes you to use a tent. That might be in the back of his mind that he's in this fight for this life over 3 seconds.
We have a white shirt sighting in Corneria Castle.
Glance and Fire 2 attacking from Stake and Wings on Falconic's screen, but he gets to ambush the sandworm. He does not know the sandworm is packing, trying to knock down the sandworm. Here comes round 2. Sandworm might fight back here. Sandworm
It's
has
generally
thunder.
a good fight. Rub does do the job, though. Alright, Thilotilo, going back for spells. I don't like this until after you've gone ahead and gotten your tail.
Tyerenex seems to have forgotten he's already picked up the required item from the sages and went back to check.
Better be safe than sorry.
It was the floater, so you'd think that would be a little hard to not remember.
Alright,
Nearing the 30-minute mark now. Drumboardist, veteran move here from Drumboardist. He returns. He noted pro rings were for sale in Canaria. Goes back and picks one up.
Yeah, lump that in with grabbing some spells on your knight.
Looks like Drumboardist is going to take his hand at the ice cave. We still don't know what the required item is, or yes we do actually, don't we?
Rod.
Unrunnable wizards. This could be dangerous, but he does have 2 lightning attacks, which the wizards are weak to.
Yeah, Zeus Gauntlet and the Thor Hammer. I don't know if they're on separate characters.
They are.
They are.
Falconic has his chime right as we hit the 30-minute mark. With access to warp. Mirage Tower dive? Maybe?
I'd say that'd be a good play. You're in the area. It's 2 quick rooms, good chest density. Plus good fights if you manage to kill a couple.
Yeah, Fire 3 with the vampires on that first floor. Go in, grab those 8 chests, maybe grab a couple of really high experience fights for your level.
By process
That's something
of elimination,
I like doing.
He may have put together that the bottle is located in the waterfall. So he probably knows, assuming he knows the crown is the vendor item, that he can jump in here knowing no matter what, he's got to double dip that area with Onrak and the waterfall. And may jump in here first looking for some sort of a weapon. Perhaps the game changer. Falconic, he is the enforcer of Team Vorpal. It could be something that he's looking for.
Alright, we got Tyerenex upgraded, ready to go. I don't think he's in here just to empty these chests. He's going to go ahead and get down there and try to take out our first fiend of the night.
I'd say he's a little low. Oh, he hit the rub Peds, and Peds are rubbing him right.
And he's going to try to get out. He's already done through most of this floor.
Thilotilo, it's almost like he played a couple games already today with the rechecking. Vicky in the stages?
Yes, he could be. He could be confusing games. And Peeds have thunder.
Uh-oh.
You know what that means? You know what that
Nope.
means, Canuck?
No Peed
Medusa
grind for
script.
anybody.
Chat, what? Go ahead, Damon. What does that mean?
Medusa script. That means there's one more thunder out there that we get to find.
Could be. That's what it is that I'm thinking.
Alright, while we kind of got everybody checking places we've already seen, let's throw a thank you out to Randomania for hosting us, Melee Wizard, our tracker, the Tie-Dye Guy, our restreamer, my brother from a Canadian mother, the Hangry Canuck, I am Demon Frog, and a special fan favorite extra commentator helping us out here, Wilcleosis.
Always a pleasure, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Randomania, for having us. Great match tonight. Very even so far. It's going to get just better. It's going to get better and better as we go along, Damon.
Yeah, so if you like what you see here, and this is an actively developing a randomizer. We got floor shuffle, entrance shuffle, item magic shuffle, trap tile shuffle. We're working on Final Fantasy co-op. There's a successful proof of concept test where items and orbs can be shared across 2 different games. Really fun stuff that's going to lead into. Join us, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Join the Discord. Really good group of guys, really fun. Don't be scared. Come on, join us on Discord.
And you get to hang out with a Canadian.
Well, we've had some good times in there. We sit back and watch the race. Right now, I see about a dozen people over in our Discord right now, hanging out in a voice chat, chit-chatting, listening to this race, watching another race. We got another race going on right now on our broadcast partner.
I think we've got 2 winners going on at the moment.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Final Fantasy Randomizer 2018 Spring Tournament. This is where it's at.
Right, it looks like Drumboardist might be setting up for an eye grind. Yep, he's setting up for an eye grind.
Well, the eye doesn't show anything bad, and he can one-shot it with the knight, so this ain't a bad idea.
Yeah, pick up
Get some quick
couple of
levels.
quick levels. Because all the runners seem pretty starved on levels. It's probably because the start was so slow with no AoE.
Plus, with the exit spell, I mean, you can leave anytime your charges are done. You don't have to save them for the walk.
Second ribbon, just that not everybody checks upper left room in Volcano.
Wow.
Is Drumboardist actually checking the bottom of Ice Cave?
Looks like it.
After the grind, risking losing his progress?
Most of our players have picked up the Light Axe, the Zeus Gauntlet, the Thor's Hammer, definitely helping from that early game lack of AoE. Let's get some damage into these packs of enemies. Definitely helping all our players tonight.
It's definitely risky, but you're at a point where you're 2-2. You got to start thinking, I need to do something that my opponent isn't going to do. I'm going to check chests that people don't normally check. With the exit spell, it really isn't that much time, and it's 8 chests you can hit.
And welcome Sho Fukumachi to chat is telling us the Crystal vs. Brat match just finished, but we will avoid spoilers for now in case people want to watch the VOD of that race afterwards.
Yeah, Tristal brought some of our top tier runners. Tristal, our champion of the first tournament and co-champion of the Final Fantasy Randomizer League. And he's looking like he's going to be doing some damage here coming up soon.
We got a ruby down below in the ice cave. And a bridge.
And a bridge, wasting your time. This trap tile right here always scares me. You always see multiple frost wolves. If they have anything nasty, you're throwing away any and all progress you've made up to this point. And you're almost home free when you're this far.
And they normally get the jump on you.
Alright, Falconic making the right play, getting that ribbon.
But a mage staff, not a bad pickup. Gives you an extra sweeper.
Another
and we got
AoE.
Looks like we got some steak and wings brewing on Tilo's side. I like my steak medium rare.
Oh, excellent.
But the white mage took a shot and he resets.
Looking like this dive into the lower bowels of ice is so far not paying off for Drumboardist. He's got 3 more chests. And he can get out immediately.
Meanwhile, Tyerenex has 2 ribbons, and it's about to take on our first fiend. You're gonna see Carrie. Looks like he's going all out firepower, nuking.
Alright, good roll on the nuke, though Carrie's hitting even his fighter for 177. Tries that wizard staff. Keep her confused.
It might be a quad extra time now. She's down a little ways.
And he did get that confused to land. That's going to be a free turn.
And here comes Quad X.
Tyerenex with a quad X into carry. Erased and
Terminated.
terminated. There you go, guys. 38-minute mark. Not even. The first orb is lit for Tyerenex with a quad X taking out carry.
Quad X and Brack. Easy way to take out your fiends, folks. And we have Edge for Garo joining us in chat, coming from the Tristal match. This happened to be a pretty quick seed, Edge. They got the floater fairly early. All 4 players were in the air about the 12-minute mark, give or take. Then from there, it's just been route divergence and stuff like that. So Magic's kind of weak.
I like it. Tyerenex has got his class upgrade. He's checking these level 6 shots. Nothing much in that. The black magic. There was Cure 4 and Fade in that white magic. And then he's pretty much done everything he can do in the southern continent. So good routing in that respect. He can go to the northern continent and stay in that neck of the woods.
Bottom of your screen, the match of Falconic versus Drumboardist. The biggest difference that I see right now is the number 2 versus the number 0. 2 ribbons for Falconic. Does Drumboardist check the upper left-hand corner? A lot of players skip that and get at least 1 ribbon. I think is going to be a big factor that's going to come out later in this game, and we're going to see it happen pretty soon.
I've watched a few of Drumboardist's matches, and he normally goes to that room to check. It's rare he skips it, but if he feels behind, you never know.
Yeah, and these kind of seeds where the airship is a gimme, you never really know where you are.
I play it as I'm always behind. That way there you can't relax. Keep your foot on the gas.
And you see Falconic using that wizard staff also trying to keep Carrie confused. And Tyerenex going in, stopping off, dropping a save. Because it's going to be dangerous getting through Waterfall with the nuke unicorns.
Looks like he's going straight attacks, Falconic. You might see some Quad X now, though. He got a couple of good shots on carry.
Yeah, there's been no good weapons so far.
Falconic didn't buy Quad X. He mustn't have checked the level 4 spells.
That's kind of the story. They're relying on this really weak magic pool.
Falconic with the wizard staff, and it's confuses carry. Carry attacks carry for 7 damage.
And the Fire 3 with 26 damage is enough.
Level 13 for Falconic. He lights his first orb now, the fire orb.
Looks like Tyerenex is trying to get through this waterfall. He should have more luck than Drumboardist did. He does have levels in his class change.
Yeah, Nuke doesn't care if you upgraded. Nuke doesn't care if you have ribbons.
But here's the Nightmare. Oh, it only attacks. Nightmares are encounterable in the waterfall, so...
Drumboardist is checking out the Agama trap tile. This tells me he might be considering something. The Agama fires back with fire too. I don't think that consideration is any more from Drumboardist, but we have got to watch him here. Does he check the upper left-hand room? Oh, yeah, for the ribbon.
Yeah, question in chat. Nightmares do, in fact, have Nuke. Drumboardist made a play early. I'm sure trying to get a leg up on this waterfall, and it did not big time pay out for him. And Drumboardist is checking that he will get his second ribbon. So we've seen quite a bit of opal gear spread out. 2 ribbons, still looking for that weapon. Still needs something better than a light axe to go in and take down these bigger fiends.
Well, they have the defense sword, so...
They do, yeah, that's right, they did pick that up. It's not the best ending weapon.
But with the power bomb, the defense sword can be pretty handy.
It'll definitely do. Tyerenex has 5 whiz mummies on his screen. A good experienced fight if he can make it out. Looks like they have stun touch.
Canuck, do we have a leader here? Because I can't find one.
Are you talking about overall or per match?
Overall.
It's very close, honestly. It's hard to choose.
Demon,
if I had to guess...
advantage?
If I had to say, I would say Falconic has a slight edge. But other than that, it's pretty dead even here.
Thilotilo with the Mystic Key. I keep looking at that, and I keep seeing that. And the more I look at it, the more I like it.
Yeah, he's the only one that did that crown chest, didn't he?
Yeah, that yielded a dragon armor, a power bunk, and a pro key, but that is something that most people check that dwarf cave. It has so many chests in it. It's not that far away. Assuming, unless you're in absolute go mode, when you get that key, that you're going to check that dwarf cave. Looks like Falconic might be setting up for an eye grain, taking that left hole instead of that top one like a lot of people do. Since you have enough warp charges, you can test the eye out, see if you like it.
Just a gaze and attack so far. We haven't seen nothing deadly out of the eye, so... Ooh, and weak on the HP pool too, so this could be a good spot to grind.
Yep, he takes the fight again.
Meanwhile, on Thilotilo's side, that light axe is putting in some work here on this undead.
Tyerenex is in Gaia. The crown is the vendor item. Tyerenex picks up the crown. He's the second player to do it. Also in the armor shop here in Gaia. He's about to go back to it. 40,000.
Looking for sellable items, I believe. I was going to say, is he going to sell his crow ring?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. He's looking for a gold bracelet. He's looking for 2 of them, maybe. At least one of them. I think that's a good move from Tyerenex. I think it's a veteran move from Tyerenex. You want that gold bracelet. Stick that on one of your mages if you haven't found anything.
And we got Thilotilo also making the dive into lower ice. You know, there was nothing there. But instead of just going ahead and open out, he is going to check these 6 chests.
Bringing his fighter back to life, Tyerenex, and going to pick up his Oxy Ale while he's in the neighborhood.
I like this play from Tyerenex. Picks up his Oxyal, gets his crown at the same time. Gets the information about the gold bracelets, picks one of those up. Does a whole lot of things in one shot here. Notice what he's doing now. He's flying 10 squares south. He's going to go get his chime now. I think this is very good play from Tyerenex here.
He didn't heal his fighter though, so if he gets in a bad fight...
Yeah, not such a good play.
If he's trying to get levers on his fighter, he's not going to get them.
Luckily, the Frost Wolves are not so much biting, but tickling the seed.
He also didn't restore his magic charges. So, he could be in trouble on this walk if he meets anything bad.
I've got to think Tyerenex is starting to make his move, maybe a little bit. 2 ribbons, defense sword, he knows the location of all the items. Maybe that's what's going on? He's got warp, knows where fast is at level 5.
Yeah, level 5 will give you a serviceable amount once you're in Topher, once you hit that upper teen, lower 20s mark that you usually shoot for.
Drumboardist honing in on carry now. The Fiend of Fire looking to light his first orb.
Yeah, we didn't see anything overly dangerous from Carrie.
We're past the 45-minute mark. No one has entered Mirage Tower. No sign of the Earth Cave yet. Very similar routes. Different order, but very similar routes. No one's quite taken a chance yet. From what I observe, Tyerenex might be the first one to go ahead and say, I'm going to go for this. Maybe go for the win. We're going to find out. I'm thinking he might head to Mirage here. Demon, what do you think?
Yeah, Tyerenex, I think, of the four, has the most progress. He has a serviceable sword, 2 ribbons, reasonable armor. At this point, you're 2-2. You have to win this, which means you got to put your foot on that gas. You got enough. I think you need to get moving.
Remember, this is win or go home. All these players are 2-2. You have got to have 3 wins to make it to that play-in race. Believe me, I was in this situation just hours ago. It's win or tea time in the morning, and I don't play golf. Let's put it that way. Meanwhile, Drumboardist is going to be the first to enter the ice cave. He's got his first orblet. He took up Carry. He's got his fire orblet.
And the Anklos have Squint. And they hit hard, so that could be bad attacks around the castle.
And Tyerenex is just not taking any time to get his guys up, get his guys healed. I don't know, I mean, if he's just how to save items or what, but he is playing fast and loose.
Yeah, and this is a play that's either going to win him the match, or it could cost him the match. Because I know from experience, I've entered TOFR in a rush at a low level, and you sit there and you hit a fiend with 2 nuke spells, well, you just wasted a good amount of time.
Yeah, Will can speak to that. His chaos had crack, nuclear.
I've had 5 matches, obviously, here. This is the last day of the Swiss tournament, the first round, 5th week. I've had 3 essentially max HP chaoses, and it's driving me completely insane. Prepare for it. You have to. Make a move if you want, but if you're not prepared for it, and your opponent does, I've won a couple matches based on that. There's no question about it.
And there's always the RNG boss. I mean, look what happened with me and Papa. Papa destroyed me in the race, but he had some bad luck in TOFR. I managed to make it through.
Do we have a sign of the power gauntlet yet?
Yes, we do.
Yes. Dwarf Cave.
Dwarf Cave had the power gauntlet, so they do have power bonk.
They have access to it, very good access to it, so that would mean Thilotilo has it, certainly at this point. I would think, Canuck, do you ever skip, the Dwarf Cave or Canary Castle and the lock chests at all? Do you ever even consider that?
No, the only chests I do consider skipping are Astos Castle. I know they're quick to get to and they're next to the Dwarf Cave, but if I did have to skip some, those would be the ones I'd skip. But the Dwarf Cave just has too many chests for the amount of time it takes. You almost can't afford to skip it.
Speaking of Northwest Castle, lock chest. Tyerenex is headed there right now. Saves outside. Doesn't like what he sees. Quick reset on the button. He can get out of there. He's going to take the time to check the 3 chests, though. We'll find out if it pays off.
Drumboardist is checking a room in Earth that most people don't go to, but with Warp, it's actually not a bad check. It is pretty quick, if you know how to avoid the trap tiles.
Yeah, that room in Earth is easily the most dense chest-wise. He did skip a few others, so he's definitely only hitting high-density targets. So that tells me he's getting close to thinking he's ready to go. He's only looking for a few more bits and pieces.
So, Mr. Wilcleosis, at this point in time, do any of these runners actually think they might be in the lead?
No. How can you? You're at the 51-minute mark. 3 players have 1 orblet. You're relying on spell casting items to do your damage, and you're sweeping. Zeus Gauntlet, Thor's Hammer. You have not found, for instance, the Game Changer, the Vorpal. You have found the Defense Sword. You do not have the Sun Sword to maybe throw on a red mage. You don't have the versatile Mazmoon endgame weapon. There's no Opal Bracelet. I don't see any Dragon Armor. Aegis Shield has not popped up yet.
Yeah,
no
Dragon
one has any chances. So
Dragon Armor was in the Dwarf Cave too.
there it is. There it is. The game changer has been located by the enforcer of Team Vorpal. Falconic has found it. He immediately ejects himself from the Earth Cave to save. He's taken that all the way. I bet you Falconic is going to jump into go mode as soon as he possibly can. He's got the game changer.
Although he is checking these radial chests in Earth. There was a
White shirt.
reasonable run off power cycle if I was looking correctly.
White Shirt is in Canaria Castle. So if they have the crown chest, they will get the White Shirt.
We just talked about this. Things starting to open up now. An endgame sword for Falconic. The white shirt for Tyerenex up there. Interesting. Is that a
And
ribbon? Is that a ribbon?
there we
Is
go,
that a ribbon?
Massamoon.
Oh, the Mazmoon! Oh.
Oh, I don't... Well, you might have to have a word with Falconic. Did you see what he just did?
Oh, you gotta go with the Mazmoon over to Vorpal. You have
For
to.
right now. For right now. You need a few more levels to make the Vorpal really shine in its beautiful blue color.
But I will say this. If you come across a Fiend with high absorb, then yes, I would go with the Vorpal. Like
And so
that.
those are... I'd be shocked if anyone else goes for those chests. Like I said,
okay. Canuck,
they
I
were
think you,
really hurting for weapons. He found 2 of them.
Canuck,
So
I
that's
think
2
you
weapons
asked
out of the
me-
endgame pool he's not going to find.
I think you asked me whether or not any of the players felt that they were in the lead, and I immediately said no. That answer has changed. Falconic knows quite well. Don't no one checking those chests. He knows he's got the Vorpal. He knows he's got the Mazmoon. He's got options, and he's got power now. How could you not feel?
So he's got
an
2
advantage.
ribbons. He's got 2 ribbons, the Mazmoon, the Vorpal. He hasn't checked the Crown Quest just yet. You gotta think that's gotta be his next option, and if he finds what he's gonna find, he's go mode.
He might he might skip him. That was the question that I had earlier. Do you ever skip them? And what scenarios do you skip them with? 2 endgame weapons plus the defense, and it's Roos. 2 ribbons.
Yeah, I don't know that you need...
Yeah.
Generally, if you really need the power bonk, well, again, in your match, Will, that you just played, even with Mazmoon, power bonk is what got you that victory.
That's right. Wilcleosis' opponent beat him to chaos by a nice significant amount of time. 1 damage from the Mazmoon, from a knight-wielding Mazmoon. In the levels of 20, 1 damage, 2 hits, 2 damage. Mazmoon couldn't get it done. Vorpal's your option right there, the legendary Vorpal.
It looks like Bender has been drinking again in his cave.
Oh, and Tyerenex was so close to going up 2 orbs to 1, but there, Thilotilo gets his first orb lit.
I mean, you gotta think, Tyerenex, the only thing he's looking for now is the Opal Bracelet and the Power Bonk. But I still think there would never come a situation I would not do the key. Because you gotta do the key anyway to get into ordeals, right? Like to get downstairs. There is a locked door, so you need the
yeah.
key.
Temple of
So
Fiends
why
Revisited.
wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
Endgame.
So why wouldn't you check the dwarf chest? It just makes so much sense. I can't see a scenario of not checking them.
Yeah, you would need everything that you could possibly want, or feel that you're so far behind that you just absolutely have to go. But Falconic, again, he's got Dragon Armor, 2 ribbons, Mazmoon, Vorpal, defense.
Level 18.
Level 18.
He's got everything he needs with the key items. I mean, if he does all the incentivized locations, he could very well not do the crown. Like, he needs the key, of course, but he could very well not check anything if he feels comfortable.
Does he have the Oxiel Drumboardist? He is an Onrak. Did he get the Oxiel?
Drumboardist? I believe he did not.
Okay,
Because he just used his bottle now.
Oh,
So
that
he has
is-
to go
boy,
back.
okay. Potential tactical error here from Drum. He's gonna have to almost you could basically say quad dip this area with the earlier choice that he made to jump in here. If you take a step back and take a look at the top of your screen, Thilotilo and Tyerenex, both players have the Mystic Key. They've taken care of that. They're playing this game. Same game on the bottom, Falconic and Drumboardist. Neither have picked up their crown yet. So that's a potential wild card here. You have different paths.
I can see Falconic, because he's doing the lower. He's doing the southern continent first. So he's going to route everything in up top. So I would imagine as soon as he buys the crown, I think the crown chest will be the last thing Falconic will do. I think he'll do Sea Shrine, he'll do Mirage Cave. I believe he'll get that very last. And then we'll see if he checks the chest.
Well, I just saw he did check that Northern Earth Cave chest. And
I like that
one
play
that's
with Warp.
50-50.
With Warp, it's pretty good. My question is, without the bottle, has he even gone to Gaia to know the crown is there?
Probably not, because
yeah.
everyone's trying to hold off. Everyone holds off on Onrak until they have the bottle.
No, Falconic has not even touched the northern part except for ordeals and the class change.
Right. Meanwhile, his opponent Drumboardist has 2 orbs left. Falconic's about to get his second one. The same orb, but Drumboardist has his chime now. I can only think it's time to visit the Mirage Tower. At an hour in, our first player in this double feature tonight here in Randomania is going to enter the Mirage Tower, potentially.
And Drumboardist making the same mistake I often make. Hit reset, you're hitting to the left, you go to message speed 1, catch your first fight, and go, oh. And have to reset out.
And Falconic lights his second orb, and now we'll see what play he makes. Looks like he's heading north-south. Either way, he's wrapping the globe. Looks like he is going to find out his bottle is in the waterfall. Now, if you find a bottle in the waterfall, would you even check the town, or would you just go straight and do the other half of the northern continent?
If I'm still looking for the vendor item, I always pop in right now just to see what it is. Alright, we got Drumboardist. I get a little bit frustrated. I'm sure he doesn't want to even see Sea Shrine right now. Checking out these chests in Lower Mirage. So far, nothing looking good. Though, let's be honest, I don't think there's really much on the table that our runners could really hope for that we don't know where it is.
Yeah, we have the advantage of seeing everything, but I believe the only big ticket item we haven't seen yet, besides the katana, say, we might have seen one, would be that Aegis shield. That is the only thing left, and the third ribbon.
Yep, the third ribbon I think is still on the table, so that's all that we, the viewers and commentary, need to find to say that we found all, like, anything you could possibly want.
But honestly, with 2 ribbons and the dragon armor, is the third ribbon even much of a priority?
Yes.
Death, the dragon armor, even dragon armor and Aegis does not offer any kind of death protection.
Well, priority maybe not, but the zap spell, the bane spell on the Temple of Fiends Revisited bosses, you don't want to risk it. So
yeah, the third ribbon would
but
be nice, but if you think you're behind, are you really going to go out of your way to look for a third ribbon?
Well,
nope.
Everyone on screen except Falconic is still in a kind of awkward situation. I'm still having a wear sword or a light axe as their weapon. So they still need to be digging for some kind of endgame weapon, and we know where it is. The only thing on the table, unless our runners check those Earth Cave, is going to be the Adamant.
Well, did Thilotilo actually check the chests on Earth Cave first floor? Because he is fighting Lich now.
I don't believe he did. I think he went right in.
No, Falconic made his move there. It was very subtle. Very subtle. Only took him a moment. He had figured out the encounter table. He said, I'm going to go check these. If I don't like it, I'm going to reset and get out of there. at a time, he was rewarded with his play.
And there's a good experience fight on Drumboardist, a bunch of vampires. He's got the light axes, the mage staffs, all kinds of fun stuff.
Well,
But
Cleo
yes.
says, would you like to explain this unrunnable Sahag to the folks at home?
Yeah, what happens is the game is based upon formations as far as enemies go. There's an A side and a B side. It's to save space, I guess you could say, within the ROM, megabytes. This isn't NES, obviously, it's back from the 80s. And to save space within the ROM, which is really packed, the Wizard Sahag, Red Sahag fight actually shares space with the Pirate fight. And the Pirate fight is, of course, required. And so that makes the Red Sahag, Wizard Sahag fight also essentially required. So that will always be unrunnable, even with the unrunnable shuffle that we have going on in Final Fantasy Randomizer now.
Alright, greater than, less than. Flame shield, not great, but... Gold bracelet.
Cheerio.
Nobody
little
sees
bit
some
better.
silver bracelets, so he's just nothing else saving him a trip and saving him some money.
Thilotilo making his way for the waterfall. He's going to stop the robot from drinking as well. Send him to rehab. So as of right now, I have to give Falconic a slight edge, but the fact that he hasn't done the Crown Quest.
Question is, does he care? He's got the weapons, he's got the ribbons. He knows his opponent has the same access to spells. Obviously, he doesn't know his opponent's party composition, but doesn't have the same access to spells. Do you care? I guess is kind of the question. Because they don't have it. If you don't have it, they don't have it. More than likely. And you know that you've got the Masmone, and you can pretty safely assume that based upon where you got that and the move that you made and the risk that you took, your opponent probably does not have it.
Now see, my line of thinking is, I have the key. Unless I would have absolutely everything, I would make the all of 30 seconds stop to check the wharf.
Drumboardist has entered the Mirage Tower. My question is,
Oh, and
Falconic is headed
Tyerenex
to the Sea Shrine.
just blew
Uh-oh.
through that sea shrine.
But he lost his red mage along the way.
Did Falconic get his crown when he got his Loxiel?
Falconic did not get his crown. I don't believe he checked the shore. So maybe he's like, okay, I know the vendor item is the crown,
Oh,
I don't care. Right? Maybe he's taking that route.
Tyerenex not looking good on this Kraken fight. Fighter is stunned. He's out of nukes. I don't think he had any time to get any kind of defensive buffs up. 5 hits, 121, chipping away. But Kraken is hitting back. He's definitely not dodging. He's going to throw out a Hail Mary with that Quad X. You
Hail
raised.
Mary answered. And a good fight on Thilotilo's side. Frostgators and Red Caribs, they're usually good experience-wise. Meanwhile, Drumboardist is checking the 4 pretty well easy chests to get in Sky Castle. Comes across a Pro Cape, not bad.
Oh, and Chad pointing out, are Sahags with poison.
That's not gonna be good.
And like we just explained, they are going to be 100% of the time unrunnable.
Sea
All right,
snakes with
folks.
ice too. They're gonna show up later.
Time to get your War Mech RNGs out. We're almost at the Bridge of Destiny. Who wants to see an unrunnable War Mech? Come on,
Ooh,
you know
ooh,
we all
me,
want to
me.
see it.
Drumboardist progressing in the floating fortress is down to 2 light warriors. Unrunnable tough fight here with a sentry and a guard.
Those sentries hit hard no matter what.
They've paralyzed one of Drumboardist's light warriors right now, and they're starting to pound Drumboardist now.
And he gets it. It's a good experience fight, but he paid the price for it.
And we have not seen any life spells yet. Oh yes, we do. We got life. Ah, he's okay. Ankles with Squint.
Tyerenex
Faking
heads,
Nachos with Dazzle.
Tyerenex heads back to Gaia. I can only think this is a gold bracelet. stop off for good armor.
Well, he's got the cash. He's already bought the incentive item, so he's not really worried about money anymore. So it's a good pickup, especially since the Opal Cheerio has not been discovered. Meanwhile, it looks like Thilotilo is checking out Gaia. We can only assume he will pick up his crown.
He had a momentary high five.
Thilotilo checking out for the Oxyale now. Looking to head back. Just picked up the bottle from the water. Realized he has to double dip. Probably knew it already based upon item placement. Meanwhile, his opponent, chime in hand, 3 orbs lit, headed towards the Mirage Tower.
We got him!
And he's fighting him.
Yeah, Drumboardist is doing...
Fire 3. So we know one spell taking away from the pool of the Fiends and TOFR. There will be no Fire 3.
Oh, he was on the cusp of taking that fight. And that is obviously a hard fight, but I believe for when you have all 4 up, that's like 21,000 experience.
Trying to rub out Tiamat. Don't see that working, but...
Alright, he's got a stack and a half, is 1 more defense and 1 more invis, and he'll have that knight at full evasion.
Falconic continues to check chests. He did check the first floor of Mirage. I know Falconic very well. I've got to think that now is his time.
Tiamat takes out the Black Mage. Says, get your black cape out of here.
4 hits for 34. He might be here for a bit, but as long as Tiamat doesn't have anything up his pocket, he's just going to keep swinging and keep missing. Fade, low roll, 92, 3 hits,
High absorb.
34.
High absorb from Tiamat. Drumboardist adjusts his strategy, continues to attack with the fade, but he's using the defense sword now. He's preparing. He sees the absorb from Tiamat.
Oh, and if you look on Drumboardist's screen, he made the same mistake he made in the 3-second loft. He has exit on that first slot on his level 3 magic.
Tiamat's putting up a good fight.
75 damage from
Even
the knight.
that's with
it.
a critical hit, 75.
Oh boy. Fire 2 from Tiamat. Now Drumboardist is trying to adjust.
He's, doesn't... Oh.
There we go.
Looks like we have 2 other players in Sky Castle now, and a 4th heading in. So we're gonna have... We would have had all 4 people in the same place, but... Drumboardist lights his 2nd orb now.
Now Drumboardist has to make... Well, he doesn't have to make the decision. The only place he has to go is for the, I don't know, 4th, 5th time, back to Onrak.
3 orbs from Drumboardist, but the crown. It's right here in Gaia. If he doesn't head directly to Gaia, and he is not,
Nope,
he's going to get spells for his knight, is what he's doing, I would think. Is it... Canuck, could he have...
Oh?
Oh, he does have the crown. Well...
If
does
he
not have the
does,
crown.
he can't, because why? Because no, he wouldn't be checking Matoya now if he had his crown. Because he'd do it all at once with the crystal.
Canuck, is it possible he forgot?
It's either possible he forgot, or he is taking the route that but he needs the key, so he has to go get it. If he's forgotten, this could cost him big time.
Drumboardist has an advantage in this matchup. 3 orbs lit. He doesn't have the crown. His opponent does not have the crown.
See, Falconic is good. Falconic's got him gear-wise, but progress... See, it's really tough to call.
Oh, Falconic is digging a lot deeper than I expected him to with where he's at gear-wise.
Yeah.
There's
And
the Aegis. He's looking for that power bomb.
He made a fool of me. Yeah, Falconic was on the call with me on Will's match where that power bonk was what made or break that match.
Had that power gauntlet not been located in the match between Will Cleos, an incredibly important match here in the 5th week of the Swiss tournament, they'll probably both still be playing. And that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, that Tiamat rolled all kinds of evasion, all kinds of absorb and cure 4. Yeah, still
Vampires. Tyerenex running into a little bit of trouble here. First time we've seen him on the ropes a little bit. Vampires sticking it to Tyerenex now.
But with the fire threes and lights, he's pretty good. He's pretty set for undead. That's a good experience fight right there. That's a fight a lot of people don't take because they know the vampires hit hard, but they're really good experience-wise.
Yep, and Thilotilo having the same fight.
Two opponents side by side, unrunnable vampire fight. Thilotilo gets better initiative though. Both of them are going to pick up, I believe it's the Aegis shield and a gold bracelet right here.
Aegis was the floor up. First floor Mirage left.
Sky?
Yep, Sky.
The room everybody normally checks has the Aegis shield, so it would stand to see that most players, if he's checking these chests, he's probably going to check them.
It's win or go home tonight here on Randomania. You have got to... What did he find?
No, Drum's just getting trolled by their NPC to the point where he said, nope, I'm going to try this again, and had to warp out. Adamant. Falc has anything and everything you want. You want to hit Chaos with an Excalibur? We got that. Massa got that. Forpo got it.
He wants the power gauntlet.
As for Zanzo, why do you want me to say the phrase Mr. Frodo?
It's one of the more interesting chat questions I've come across.
An unrunnable guard fight on Tilotilo's side. You making up a little bit of sound bites over there?
Alright, Drum putting off that Sea Shrine as long as he can. He wants to forget about Sea Shrine.
It's me, Austin! The kindly Northwest Castle King and his pet bats was Astos all along.
No. No, it can't be.
Has Drumboardist revived his other mage yet?
Yeah, he's got 2 mages up. Alright, now we got Tyerenex on the floor before the maze.
And we got both, well, one runner, Falconic, and Thilotilo, both in an unrunnable guard sentry fight.
So Drumboardist obviously does have his crown. Our questions of, was that possibly forgotten? No, shift to his opponent, Falconic, who does not have the crown.
But you know he's going to get it, because he knows he needs the key, but again, we keep coming back to the question, is he going to check the chest? And honestly, Will, in a seed like this, where you had the airship pretty early, would you check it?
Nope.
You would take the risk of missing something good, even though you haven't found the power bonk yet, and that's a pretty dense level of chest.
It is win or tea time, and I want to win. You can't do that without beating your opponent. It's time to go. Get the Masmone, a couple ribbons, got fast in there. You've had 3 Light Warriors alive, getting all the experience, getting funneled in there. I would go.
I have a feeling that it looks like Drumboardist is going to check the Dwarf Cave. He is checking the Northwest Castle, so when he goes to see, he will find his power bonk and dragon armor.
Alright, now we got Falconic about to go ahead and hit the Bridge of Destiny. And we'll see if both of these guys, well, I guess Falconic did take up several more steps. So even if they did power cycle it, that's nice of Drumboardist.
Drumboardist stimulating the dwarf economy, handing in the TNT to Narek. Making up the canal. There it is! Power Gauntlet. There, for Drumboardist. He's got to be happy with that.
Now, has Drumboardist been to the Earth Cave yet?
All he has is the water orb to go.
Earth Orblet, so yes.
So there's a good chance he's not getting any good weapons this time.
Yep, they're gonna have to go ahead and he's gonna just have to go in tow for. Say, look, I got the bonk, I got fast. The defense isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it'll do.
Tyerenex is checking the out-of-the-way chests, but he does have warp, so it's a good play when you're still looking for a certain item.
Tyerenex floors away from getting his 4th Orblet. We're nearing the 1 hour 20-minute mark now. The pressure, the sweat starts to build a little bit.
You gotta be thinking to yourself, when's that dot done coming?
Yeah, as soon as you round an hour, you start thinking, all right, if they, if my opponent is routing well, they might be in Topher already.
Exactly. If you were a Drumboardist in this situation, and now you beat your head against the waterfall earlier.
There's our 3rd ribbon. We must have missed that 3rd ribbon right next to the adamant.
You gotta think if you're a Drumboardist, you gotta think you're behind. You gotta go.
So gear-wise, 3 ribbons, all the end. Well, Falconic has all the end-game sword. Tyerenex did check that out-of-the-way room. We'll have the Excalibur.
Looks like Falconic is going to pick up his crown. He is heading for the item shop.
Thilotilo has his Aegis shield now from the floating fortress.
Now we'll see, we will see if he does check the chests.
Well, I think that adamant will seal the deal.
If Falconic checks the chest and gets the power bonk, he is pure go. I don't think you'll see him open another chest.
You have the adamant to turn and you get the Excalibur. Put that on your knight. You got the Masamune. You can put that on your mage. Get the Vorpal. Put that on your red mage.
You think that seals the deal for Tyerenex, Damon?
For Tyerenex, yeah. The one thing they were missing was that sword. He's got the adamant. Go. And then on Falconic's side, like I said, you have the mass on the Vorpal. You could spread out to your other character. So I would say stop in that dwarf cave, get the Excalibur, stop it down at the southern chest room.
Drumboardist has entered the Sea Shrine now at 1 hour 19 minutes. Falconic's got some cleaning up to do with the Crown quest. Whether or not he checks the chests, we don't know yet. So we're going to see a time difference now from 1 hour 19 versus when Falconic enters the Sea Shrine.
So
Tilo deciding he picks up his adamant in his 3rd ribbon.
So if you have the Vorpal, the Vorpal, the Masamune, and you have the adamant, and are you going to get the Excalibur and then check the chest, or are you going to say, okay, I don't need the Excalibur and skip those chests?
Based upon the routing of pick up the Excalibur and check the chest at the same time, I would certainly, at the very bare minimum, check out that dwarf cave where he would be rewarded. Those lobsters have the crack skill, it looks like. Took out one of Drumboardist's light warriors.
And you see a lot of lobsters in this sea shrine.
They are unrunnable as well.
Oh, this could cost you a valuable time, especially on the 3rd floor of TOFR as well, the water floor.
Pearl rings will help with that a lot. Falconic is picking up his Excalibur. And he will check, and he'll be very happy, more than likely, when he finds the power gauntlet, which I've got to imagine is what he's been searching for here in the Dwarf Cave.
Yeah, he finds his power gauntlet. He is not checking a chest and sea shrine. He is pure go. 3 ribbons, all the endgame weapons, dragon armor, Aegis shield. Yeah, there's nothing left.
Yeah, that sea shrine between the lobsters with crack, poison hags, both unrunnable fights. Though our runners are stocked on ribbons.
Yeah, Falconic is pure go mode right now. There's nothing stopping him. He has everything.
Add a pro cape to Falconic's arsenal.
I mean, you got the equipment, you got the levels. The only thing you're missing is the spells, but you can make up for that with the weapons and the sweeper items, so... Yeah, there's no... He's still checking chests, though.
He'll get the white shirt out of here, if I'm not mistaken. He will be rewarded with a check.
Yes, the white shirt is very important.
Alright, now we got those poison red Sahags. They got the Zeus Gauntlet off, so that should take all, looks like, all the red Sahags. Alright, so Tyerenex is gearing up a few last things. He'll be the first of our 4 featured runners at about $1.22. And we'll get our first look at Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Tyerenex is heading in.
Oh, thinks better of it. Oh, did he forgot to turn that X-Cal, and he would have been very, very sad had he forgot that.
And he's level 21, so he does have the levels. And
Yeah, making your way down, I'm sure he's going to try to shoot for 24, pick up that extra hit. You have fast, you have defense, you have invisible, 3 ribbons. As long as you can get those defenses up in time, you should be pretty well suited for everything in here.
meanwhile, Falconic and Drumboardist are both going to be in the same place.
Drumboardist initiates the Kraken fight as Falconic enters the Sea Shrine now. Drumboardist entered at 119, Falconic at 123. 4-minute lead for Drumboardist.
As long as Falconic doesn't run into any lobsters. And Tyerenex is our first runner into the TOFR Revisited.
Alright, there's those lobsters. He's able to get initiative and get away.
Woo!
Yeah.
Bracken, Tiamat!
Opting for just straight damage. 400 between those spells. Terminated. So Drumboardist has all of his orbs lit.
Yes,
Like-
Melee Wizard. I put 2 revisited there. Oh god, here comes the accent. I put 2 of them there because I have a feeling they're going to be making more than one trip. Call it commentator's curse, but I have a feeling we're in to see something good.
Tyerenex hitting a nice hard spot in the encounter table now. Continues on here in the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Meanwhile, his opponent tonight, Thilotilo, about to enter the Sea Shrine now. 1 solid full dungeon behind his opponent.
And no validation check chests.
Yeah,
No
at this point,
Vorpal, no Mazmun. If you come across something with high absorb, you might be in trouble with this one.
no, you have bonk, you have fast, you have defense, a bunch of invisible 2, white shirts, 3 ribbon. You can really turtle up.
There's no cure for nuke.
Drumboardist has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited now at the 1 hour 25-minute flat mark. That's what we'll call it. We estimate that Falconic is 3 minutes behind him at this point.
Wow, and Falconic was ahead at one point. And even with drums hitting his head off the waterfall, he has made a tremendous comeback at this point.
It's come at the cost of gear, though.
Are those some unrunnable green Medusas?
I did not see if they were not unrunnable. They are great experience. They got a bunch of sweeper items, so you're not using up any. No, they are runnable, so he's just taking them for the experience.
Tyerenex is at level 22 now on the Earth floor of the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Smooth, strong run from Tyerenex now, making his bid to try to get in that play-in race, trying to win his 3rd game.
I'm gonna take these fights, shoot for 24 before chaos. That's what's in his head. Thilotilo taking on what we call the experience pinatas, that big eye gray shark fight. And Falconic just making short work of Kraken, didn't even see anything from him.
But Tyerenex and Drumboardist are in the Great Equalizer, so it's not over until that chaos starts to dissolve.
Drumboardist whipping around the defensor. Does not have the Mazmoon. Does not have the Vorpal. Did not check the adamant chest to get the Excalibur. Potential storyline coming up here as the gas dragons are starting to give it to him now.
Relying on heal 3, this cannot be a dive. This is for levels. And he's going to try the Thornhammer. He is giving it the college try.
Well, he's failing.
There's our first wipe. Meanwhile, Tyerenex, no respect for Lich, as usual.
You have to respect Lich. Take it from me. I didn't heal, walked into Lich 2, nuke first round, wipe.
There's that red Sahag poison. Damage poison. They have ribbons, but 40 to 50. You got 7 of them on screen. Gets the Zeus Gauntlet off. Already has mage staff damage. That'll clear the screen.
Falconic has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited now. We're going to call it the 128 mark, maintaining the 3-minute lead for Drumboardist. However, Drumboardist reset out and wrote the 127, about a 1-minute lead for Drumboardist now. Meanwhile,
Black Mage is on the ropes again.
Meanwhile, Tyerenex is moving on now. Clean run, carry 2 for Tyerenex now.
And Drumboardist, nope, and now he just wanted to take a few fights, get some experience.
A good nuke roll and a semi-good. Ooh, bad attack from the fighter though. But Carrie just sends out a weak spell.
There's a nuclear on a freaking Carrie.
Drumboardist has exited the Temple of Fiends Revisited. He re-enters. Falconic has passed Drumboardist now. He is on the Phantom fight. Meanwhile, Tyerenex gets through the carry fight, starting to heal up. He's on the water floor now.
And one nuke is out. Nuclear is out of the pool. But there is a whole lot left.
Yeah, there's still another nuclear. There's Swirl, Tornado.
Nuke
spells.
Cure 4.
Cure 4.
Chaos, High Absorb, Cure 4. You could be sitting around for a while. Although with the fighter, if you can get him defensed up and bonked and fast 4 or 5 times, you should do some solid damage.
And these lobsters on Thilotilo's screen, he's got the ribbons, but that crack still wastes a lot of time when it has to hit each and every one of your warriors just to tell you it didn't work. And
there's always that slight chance it gets through.
3 and 256. Now Tyerenex looks like all he found on this floor mainly were the waters, none of those nasty crabs.
Tyerenex is the first player tonight to Kraken 2, immediately attacks Kraken 2 with nuke and sets up his defenses. Ooh.
There's no defense for Slap Happy Kraken.
Slappy Happy Kraken completely obliterates the Red Wizard of Tyerenex.
Takes that hat, chucks her in the corner, and says, "Sit down, boy."
Can't use those nuke spells, only has 2 charges left, one for fast on Tiamat, 1 for fast on Chaos.
Life spells start to come into question here for Tyerenex now.
Alright. He's got Kraken 2 down. No life spell on the fighter.
Looks like he's going at it with just the Black Mage and the fighter.
Thilotilo initiates the Kraken 1 fight now. 1 orb behind. Can Tyerenex finish the job? If he cannot, it opens the door for Thilotilo.
And he hits some unrunnable sorcerers. This is gonna slow him down.
Yeah, this is just gonna eat up resources, eat up time. Oh, they have Blaze!
Blaze? Where did that come from?
So they're a little more dangerous than we thought. Falconic taking on the Lich 1.
Thilotilo lights his 4th orb. Can only think he will be heading straight into TOFR as well. So this is a good match, folks. We're going to have all 4 players in TOFR.
And
here's
Tyerenex
Tiamat
initiates
2.
the fight, gets the fast off, gets his defense up. Still 2 hits, 113.
Gonna bonk up and temper again.
Is that 1 roost cast for his knight? Yep. He's asleep now.
Sleep
Tyerenex
touch.
connects with the touch. He didn't do the evasion. He went for the power gauntlet. Now he's asleep.
Asleep
Now he's
again.
asleep again. And when you're healing with heal potions, yep, you're at the bottom of the barrel.
Tries a rub, desperate. Doing anything he can to keep that fighter upright. 548 damage, fighter on 1 knee.
Tyerenex elects
Kills
not to
the
attack.
fighter.
Reset. Tyerenex is back out. Opening the door for Thilotilo now.
Looks like Thilotilo is going to enter at the same time as Tyerenex now. Couple of seconds behind. The Great Equalizer strikes again, folks.
Yeah, this is what it's going to come down to. All 4 in Temple of Fiends at the same time.
Just incredible action. Just incredible.
Falconic just making mincemeat so far.
Falconic has the weapons. He's got the ribbon. He's got the power gauntlet. He has now extended his lead over Drumboardist.
Looks like Thilotilo just making sure he's got everything set that he needs.
But thou must.
There is a 1-minute difference now from Tyerenex's re-entry into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. It was about 1 hour 33 to Thilotilo's entrance. We're going to call it 1:34. A minute, give or take some change. We got a match on the top of the screen. We got a match on the bottom of the screen.
And Falconic's White Mage is down.
Folks, you're seeing incredible action here.
Wow.
You definitely have to follow these runners.
Falconic attacking Kraken 2 with Nuke. Here comes Fire 3.
Heck yeah,
Falconic Blizzard.
He's got the ribbons. He's all right. And there goes Kraken 2.
Weapons and equipment. It's going to come down to power bonks and defense.
Falconic, veteran move here from Falconic. Look what he's doing. He's moving the white shirt, the evasion caster, moving it directly to the black wizard. He's preparing to move forward in this fight. He's got the power gauntlet. Preparing very well. Checks his armor now again. Look at, he's looking at the Vorpal. He's considering the Vorpal here. Making sure the defense is on his knight now. It's his game to win.
Meanwhile, we have Carry 2 going on here on Drumboardist's side.
Alright, now we get to
Making
see
short
what
work.
Tiamat's made of. Not too bad of a hit. Opting to go power bonk instead of defense. That's
Oh, he's not defending
A
at all.
dangerous
He's just
move.
attacking.
gives it a swing. 5 hits, 781. One more of those, he'll be through. There it is. 2 round Tiamat.
Now, if he can avoid any bad encounters between here and Chaos, and yes, we are going to get our first look at Chaos. At 135, well, 136 flat, we'll call it, by the time he's ready to go.
Falconic has set himself up with the white shirt, the defense sword, the power gauntlet, the Vorpal, and the Mazmoon. How will he attack? How will he do this? Let's find out, and fast.
Opts to get that fast off. Make sure it gets off. Now stack that white shirt. Bane missing. Thank you, ribbons.
Quad X missed off the start. Putting up the defenses. He used the ribbon. I can only say that's a misclick.
Whoops.
Oopsie doopsie. Now I'd say he's just gonna power bonk the fighter and hope Chaos doesn't do anything bad. Spoke too soon.
Alright.
Attack from the knife. 1,000
Over
damage.
1,000 damage. There it is.
GG.
Congratulations, Falconic FF. Finishing in first place at this 4-player match. More importantly, moves on to the play-in race. And a record of 3-2 with an official SRL time. 1 hour, 36 minutes, 50 seconds. Chat, get out your GGs. Congratulate this gentleman. He earned it. He made the plays. He's your winner tonight. Meanwhile, Tyerenex and Thilotilo, 1-4 apart. Temple of Fiends revisited. Tyerenex with information and a slight lead.
Looks like Drumboardist is going to finish this out, folks.
Yep, and chat pointing out that Drumboardist at 2-3, again, he lost the match by 3 seconds earlier in this Swiss round. And we'll see if we can't get Falconic in here.
We're going to try to get Falconic in here for a post-game interview, but right now we're going to stick with the action. Demon Frog, the Hangry Canuck, going to give you the action here. Thilotilo and Tyerenex, win or go home.
Looks like Thilotilo is going to make short work of Lich. We have not seen anything dangerous out of him yet, but never count him out. And it looks like Tyerenex is restoring his black belt. Going to use him as a meat shield, perhaps. We didn't see Falconic pull this move, or anybody else for that matter.
And chat pointing out it looks like Falconic pulled the RNG loop of all RNG loops with over 1,000 damage.
Here we go with Kraken 2 on Tyerenex's side, putting up his defenses. Ooh, Fire 3, so much for your meat shield. Fast temper powerball. You gotta think this is gonna be a 1-rounder.
And using that last nuke charge that he has, he's got 2 on that level, but again, you need a fast for Tiamat, you need a fast for Chaos.
Down goes Kraken, 1-rounder. Tyerenex moves on to Tiamat. Meanwhile, Thilotilo is making his way towards carry. Once again, raises his black belt from the dead. Is that 31 HP? Don't they start with 33?
I'll have to check the menu screen. We got Drumboardist now. Going ahead to take on his Chaos.
He's given the white shirt to the black belt.
Is that a Falconic that we see here?
It actually was not.
Looks like Tyerenex is about to take out Tiamat. He's got his fighter all defensed up, fasted, tempered, ready to go.
Okay, Falconic has joined us in the chat here, but we're going to stick with his opponent right now, Drumboardist, and we're going to stick with the match on the top of your screen. Tyerenex and Thilotilo fighting for a spot to get into this play-in race. Demon Frog, Angry Canuck, take it away.
Alright, Tyerenex made it through Tiamat, no problem. Thilotilo about 2 floors behind, taking on Carry 2. This is Tyerenex's game to lose.
And Drumboardist is playing this out. He's got his fighter buffed up, tempered, fast. It's a good show to see him play this out.
Yeah, definitely.
Give him props, viewers. Give him props.
Tyerenex making sure everybody's topped off, putting that knight down in that last slot. Keeping him protected while he gets his defenses up. White shirt.
And Tyerenex has engaged Chaos. Gonna put up his defenses. We'll see if Chaos has anything different. We didn't get to see much. Falconic made short work of him, but Tyerenex doesn't quite have the power weapons.
Chaos does have nuclear.
Ooh, big damage to Drumboardist. Will Tyerenex see the nuke?
And thunder.
Hold A to win, folks. Hold
There
A
it
and
is.
GG. Meanwhile, Tyerenex is trying to decide what he's going to do. Which seems to be only one strategy now, is buff your fighter.
Yep, throwing out those tempers. Fasts. He's got his defenses up, even having his red mage swinging. There's the nuclear we knew was coming.
Low roll on the fighter. And 8 hits, 600 damage for Chaos.
Poison smoke through a ribbon.
Poison smoke! Poison smoke from Chaos takes out Tyerenex!
And
Did
Tyerenex
he
doesn't know
move the
what to
ribbon?
do. He just stared at the screen for a minute. Could not believe he just...
Complete.
It's
He
not
didn't have
equipped.
it equipped.
It's not
It's not
equipped.
equipped. He moved it, but didn't equip it.
Oh my. Tyerenex is not out of this. He has already made it to Chaos. He's got all the information. The focus shifts now to the right side of your screen. Thilotilo, Kraken 2. Thilotilo's game to win. Can he make it to the play-in race?
And this is why you tune in, folks. You never know what the Great Equalizer will hold. He's gotta save those fast charges for Tiamat and Chaos, though.
Thilotilo's slowing down a little bit. He feels... You can see it in Tilo now. He can feel that he can win this. He's got 3 warriors alive. He's on Kraken 2. He knows 2 of his opponents have already finished. He knows his opponent hasn't finished. He knows it's beatable. It's the only information he has.
Swinging with that fighter. Lit 3. Just doing some chip damage. Keep stacking that white shirt. Trying to decide what to do. What to do. Ice 3. A little bit of chip damage. Again, more tempers, more swings, and a dead Kraken.
Meanwhile, Tyerenex has gotta be thinking this wipe has cost him big. This mistake has cost him big. How would you feel, Will, if you knew that you made this mistake and it cost you the match?
Game's not over. Game's not over whatsoever. You get back in there and you make this happen. Drumboardist has joined us now for post-game interview. We're going to give it just a second on you, Drum. GG's, a game well played. We've got a match with Thilotilo and Tyerenex right now. They're both in the Temple of Fiends. We're going to stick with this right now.
Thilotilo's in the Kraken fight now, preparing his warrior for battle. Meanwhile, Tyerenex is making good trip. He's almost back at carry. He's almost back at carry 2 now.
Yeah, we saw Chaos had a nuclear, had some other nasty stuff. So,
Thilotilo's game to win. Can he make it happen?
and both of these guys have been running practices multiple a day. I'm really surprised Tyerenex did make that mistake. But already back to Lich 1. Lich 1 goes down no problem. Meanwhile, Thilotilo slow and steady, steady and slow. That's not something Tyerenex I think is going to be doing. He's going to be going as hard as he can, knowing that mistake, knowing people have finished. And just stacking those white shirts.
Down goes Tiamat.
Oh, Tilo got ambushed by rock gulls. But they're missing and they aren't hitting too hard. Oh wow, this could have been disastrous for Tilo. Rock gulls with more initiative over him now. 3 more hits. There's
And
a
he
fourth.
can't run.
Tilo can't get away.
And I think he attacked with the white mage by mistake. Oh.
He gets away.
Meanwhile, Tyerenex is at carry. He's giving him the business, some nukes.
Oh, Thilotilo. I was a little worried. He was just going right talking to Garland, but takes his time, checks his spell, makes sure everything where he wants it before he takes this fight.
Reviving his black belt. I don't think that's very likely. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, because I can't pronounce my THs. I say tink and tree and tro.
Alright, trying to decide where does he want each of those light warriors to make sure he can get his defenses up.
But Meridian, I don't think that's very likely.
And Thilotilo taking the time. And decides he is ready.
It's time for the battle. Thilotilo versus Chaos, the ultimate fiend. One shall stand, one shall fall.
And Tyerenex is not having a good time with carry on your left. Down to his fighter, no life on that fighter.
Oh, down. Well, it looks like it's a bonk. He does have bonk and defense. And he does have knowledge that Kraken and Tiamat did not have too much bad. So he may think he can get away solo fighter.
Yep, looks like he's going to try. He knows that mistake cost him.
Meanwhile, Thilotilo is engaging Chaos, putting up his buffs. Gonna temper and power bonk his fighter. Defense.
Tyerenex cannot get out of this water fight. Takes another wipe. And...
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Burning off some tents and cabins to try and get those heal potions in a more usable spot. Meanwhile, still stacking those white shirts. Still stacking tempers. I don't believe... Did Tyerenex save after he equipped the ribbon?
I believe he did not. And a grand from Thilotilo to Chaos. And as we know, Falconic finished him off with 2 1-grand shots. And did we lose Tyerenex's stream?
Looks like it. There's that Bane that ended up ending Tyerenex's run.
But Thilotilo has all his ribbons equipped, so...
7 hits, 500.
You gotta think
close.
Chaos is just a paper tiger now.
7 hits for 1,000. That's it. Thilotilo takes the top one.
Looks like Tyerenex may have forfeited. Yes, he has, folks. And who can blame him after that mistake?
Thilotilo with an official SRL time, 1 hour, 49 minutes, 5 seconds, takes the match against Tyerenex, moves to 3-2. He's gone on to the play-in race now. We'll see if we can get Thilotilo in here as well. Meanwhile, our winner tonight, Falconic, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm good, Falconic. How are you?
I'm alright.
You had something that you probably know none of your opponents or anyone else in this game had. Tell us about the Earth Cave play.
Oh, that's a shout out to my boy Will. Honestly, tonight was one of those nights where if I win, great, I go to the play-in. If I lose, that's fine as well. I expected to go 2-3 in the tournament, and I'm really looking forward to improving my commentating game. So I just kind of went in loose, and I think it showed a little bit I was making some pretty stupid mistakes. But the Vorpal in the Earth Cave, the Will move, and then it turned out that there was another sword in the Earth Cave.
It was. Drumboardist, can you hear us? Drumboardist, we see you lighting up, but we can't quite hear you. We'll go ahead and give you a second to work on that and recap real quick. Drumboardist did beat you to the Temple of Fiends, Falconic. He entered at 1 hour 25 minutes. He took some gas dragon fights, ended up resetting, re-entered at 1 hour 27 minutes. Falconic, you entered at 1 hour 28 minutes.
Oh wow.
So it was that close of a race. You were 3 minutes behind entering the Sea Shrine for your last orb, to where Drumboardist, your opponent tonight, had entered the Sea Shrine as well. Very even, very close match. The crown, Falconic, did you put that off? Did you know where it was?
Well, when I found it the first time, I didn't have money for it, and I wasn't about to start menuing and try to figure out what I was going to sell off and do without. So I knew I had to. I think at that point I still had to do Mirage and Sky, and I knew I was going to check chest there, because at that point I don't think I had Dragon or Power. So I was still searching chests. So I figured I'd come back and get that later, and I finished up Sky and then went and bought it.
So my question to you is, we had this discussion, me and Will, about was there ever a thought in your mind of skipping the chest in the Dwarf Cave, since you pretty much had everything you needed?
No. So me and Drum, before the match, we came up with two kind of gentlemen's agreement. One was to talk to the Hooray Dwarf 3 times, which apparently neither of us did. And the other one was to circle the Sage in Ordeals and then make him disappear. So I was going there just for that. And then I also had the Adamant, so I knew I was going to do that. It's just too many chests there. And if it's more than 3 or 4, I'm picking it up anyways. And then to get the Dragon Armor and the Power Gauntlet there just validated that move.
Is that what you were looking for in the Floating Fortress, Falconic? Was it the Power Gauntlet?
Power Gauntlet more than anything. I wanted that because I got fast at level 5, but it shared a spell level with Nuke, which kind of sucked. And I also forgot to go back and get Temper, so yeah, Power Gauntlet was really like the item that I knew I wanted to get with 3-man strats. I meant to move the white shirt to the black mage so I can have 2 cast of Invis too. I didn't do that because I'm an idiot. And then I was going to power bonk, but it worked out, so.
And we have Thilotilo in here.
GG, guys.
GG.
GG to you.
Thilotilo, congratulations. Moving on to 3-2, joining an absolute shark tank of a play-in race, including Falconic, the victor tonight. The Tyerenex entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited at the 1 hour 22 mark. He had to re-enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited the 1 hour 33 mark. At that point, you were very even. You entered at 1 hour 34 minutes. What were you thinking when you entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited at that time?
That I had to be way, way, way behind. I had everything anybody could want except for a better weapon than the defense sword. And I've just never been comfortable enough with the defense sword, the sun sword, etc., being able to go through Topher. And so I was debating just sprinting through the Sky Castle, but I decided to go check the chests just because I was not comfortable. Once I got the Adamant up there, I knew I had everything. All the chests I had searched were in areas that anybody's going to search, and so I could not come up with a way that I could possibly be behind my opponent. So, and then as the end's going and Falconic duns and Drumboardist says that he's on Kraken, and I'm like going, oh no, this is going to be a disaster for me. It was at that point I had to scroll SRL away so that I wouldn't see what was going on, or else I'd get too distracted to try to finish off watching for Tyrenex's dot done at any moment.
We don't know whether or not it was the difference, but your opponent tonight, Tyerenex, switched the ribbon to his knight, did not equip it.
And got baned by Chaos and wiped.
Well, one nice thing about checking everywhere in in Sky Cave is that I got my 3rd ribbon there, so I didn't have to worry about switching around at all.
Yeah, that mistake, he was on Chaos, and Chaos didn't seem too deadly. Bane, the fighter, had to reset out, and at that point you had the lead and you didn't let it go.
I almost feel bad winning like that.
You know, it's the entire game, mistakes and all.
But the trick I did with Drumboardist. Drumboardist, can you hear us tonight?
No, it looks like he's still having issues with his mic. So I'm not sure if we'll hear from Drumboardist or not, but if you'd like to type out in chat, I would repeat it to the group.
Right. The question that I would certainly have for Drum tonight, first off, good race. He led. He led by a couple minutes towards the end there. Would be the early waterfall dive. Without Oxiale, it did have warp and a couple spells here and there. But I would certainly ask what Drum was thinking at that point in time. And then obviously it did not work out, and how he felt after that didn't work out for him.
Yeah, because he tried to go to the waterfall at like level 7 or 8. And he was having a really hard time and noped out, so I'd like to know what the reasoning behind that was as well.
Did anyone else find, I'm sure they did, damage poison from Red Sahags with the grouping?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god. I saw that and immediately left Sea Shrine for somewhere else.
For me, Sea Shrine was the last dungeon I went to, and I already had all 3 ribbons, so it didn't turn out to be that brutal.
Yeah, there were unrunnable crack lobsters also in Sea Shrine. And then we figured Thunder was on the Medusa script. I don't think we ever found the 3rd monster that could have been on.
It looks like Drum's trying to talk. You're lighting up, buddy, but we don't hear you.
Maybe try leaving the chat room and having yourself pulled back in. I know that works for my mic sometimes.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough one for Drum. Having that one loss at by 3 seconds. But since it looks like Drum is having some mic problems, I think we'll go ahead and say thank you, Randomania, for hosting this. Thank you, the Tie Guy, for restreaming. Melee Wizard, our tracker. The Hungry Canuck, my co-commentator, with our special guest commentator, Will Cleosis.
You know what? I'm beginning to think, for the bracket rounds, we should go with 3 commentators. It actually works.
Yeah, we'll have a few more people that can take up the mantle of commentating. So we're still working on the date of the play-in race, but it is coming in the next week or 2. We will keep everybody updated. That's going to be a big smorgasbord of about 15 players looking for 7 slots on the brackets, and they are all going to be running the same seed at the same time. Top 7 or 8 winners, depending on how many it ends up fleshing out, will get those coveted spots on the bracket. They're going to have a chance at winning the 2018 Spring Tournament Final Fantasy Randomizer.
I can tell you right now, from my standpoint, I am not looking forward to that play-in race.
There's a tremendous amount of people in that 3-2 that are better than 3-2 gives it credit. And we're going to give Drum one more chance. He's going to try to come back in the room, and if not, we'll sign off.
No, you're lighting up, buddy, but we're still not hearing anything.
Well, we're waiting on him. Thank you guys so much for commentating Randomania. As always, such a great partner to have for these tournament races here. Looking forward to what we have going forward. I think with that co-op, if you guys didn't mention that, I think Randomania is going to be helping out with that, and then also the charity run that we're trying to put together for me and Moist. I think Randomania is going to be home for that as well. So thank you guys very, very much.
Yep, we will keep you up to date on everything coming up with that.
Melee Wizard doing the tracking tonight, keeping us on our toes, letting us know about people not having the Oxiale. We didn't have the crown yet, telling us the storylines, doing a bang-up job as always. The Tie-Dye Guy, thank you. Randomania, thank you very much. I'm Will Cleosis. I'm signing out. Demon Frog, the Hangry Canuck, absolute pleasure working with you for this great double feature tonight.
Yes, it was my pleasure as well. It's good commentating with people, and we're gonna try to get more combos out, you know, see what happens. But I really enjoy commentating. It's fun.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. And have a good night.
Team Vorpal.
Team Vorpal.
Game changes.